The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. So last year we saw Jimmy Butler take a giant leap forward with the Bulls while Derrick Rose was out. So Kenny, who's the number one guy on that team right now?
Number one option, that's tough because Rose was injured before he was the MVP. So, obviously he put the team on his shoulders. So you would think if he can get close to that form, Derrick Rose is the number one option.
Butler was a second best player last year, averaging 20.6 rebounds as a shooting guard. I think if they could play together like all the great 1-2 punches, they'll be very dangerous.
Gasol might be the number one option. Who knows?
Excellent point. We get it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
You ain't really trying to get rich.
2K Sports brings you the NBA on a Friday afternoon. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. And the Bulls start out with the ball. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And the Clippers, looking who they've got. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the three, the small forward. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
Yeah, a little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Outside Rose. He kicks it to Gasol. 13 feet away. Chris Paul grabs the miss.
And, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Rose kicks to Butler. The feed to Dunleavy. The pass to Butler. Dishes it to Dunleavy. The layup missed.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team. A true warrior, even in an off year.
Now Rose, following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Dunleavy's got his first points of the night.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Paul outside. Six on the shot clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Paul's got his first bucket in this one.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
At first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Clippers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Back to Griffin. Picked by Griffin. Off the screen. Again, Los Angeles.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
On the free throw, no good.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. Also set a franchise high for road wins.
Now here's Rose. Here's Gasol. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Here's Butler, following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Outside Gasol. Back to Butler. Launches it. The Bulls keep it alive. Noah, the pass to Butler. Gasol against Pierce. And taken away by Paul. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. 8 feet away. The shot by Pierce will not go. The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Butler dishes to Rose. Butler kicks to Gasol. And he gets it to go.
And for Jimmy Butler, so much improvement over his young career, especially as a shooter. His rookie year, he shot just 18% from 3. Last season, he shot 38% from there.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. And then for Los Angeles, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Lance Stevenson comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. 1:22 left in the first. And Mirotic sends it back. Brooks, the pass to Gasol. Butler with the ball. Chris Paul covering. Brooks with no one around. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got his second bucket tonight.
Wow, I'm surprised he took that shot, but he has a huge size disadvantage in that matchup. But tremendous job to knock that one down.
Then Gasol with the dunk.
Elevates and powers in the one-hand.
Textbook.
Yeah, and I'm glad, guys, he doesn't go overboard on that one and get a little too fancy.
Now here's Paul. Crawford kicks to Griffin. He dishes it to Paul. Down low. Here's Aldrich. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
What a sweet assist by CP3.
Chicago trailing here. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Brooks with a screen on Stevenson. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. And he misses the go-ahead basket. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. And here's Stevenson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He feeds it to Griffin. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Nice shot there without a second to spare.
You know, as a defending team in that situation, it really irks you to give up a shot like that to close out the quarter. You know, oftentimes those end-of-quarter points can be the difference in a ball game.
And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in NBA history. Pau talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And Stevenson is out there with Smith. And it's Aldridge in at the 5, roaming the paint. Bulls trail by 4.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's Heinrich, and the rejection by Smith. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And Redick kicks to Smith. Feeds it to Paul. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Outside Pierce. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Free throw, good. Ball.
You know, one of the things I think we forget about with Chris Paul is just how clutch he is as a player. I mean, hitting the go-ahead shot in Game 7 against the Spurs last postseason was a big reminder to everyone that this guy is clutch.
Rose, he's checked in for Brooks.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Rose with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Rose against Paul. Here's Smith, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Dunleavy. And talking about Paul and his ability to come up in the clutch, that Game 7 shot when he was playing injured against San Antonio, the defending champions, turned out to be the game-winning points. Remarkable play, remarkable series for him.
It was. You know, you could see him hobbling around out there and would have to miss games in that Rockets series, the first two, if I recall. But that series is what Paul is really all about, Kevin. He is a competitor, first and foremost.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
He was all alone on that one. Dunleavy's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Left side Pierce, plenty of space. Almost, but it rolls out. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they have had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays. And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want, but then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
Johnson, he's checked in for Smith.
Give him a hand. Come on, Chicago.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor. Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
And taken away by Paul. Jordan the screen. Jordan sets the pick for Redick. Shoots from the baseline. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Now it's a 6-point Clipper lead. How would you compare Chris Paul and Steph Curry?
Well, Steph Curry is just an off-the-chart shooter. I think the best in the history of the game in overall shot making and creativity. As far as shooting goes, Paul is more of an orchestrator, a maestro supreme.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Kirk Hinrich. Paul outside. And the wide open shot from Redick. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Redick's got 6 in the quarter.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Gibson with the screen on Redick. Hinrich against Redick. Hinrich dishes to Rose. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
Chicago ball.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Rose no good on the free throw. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Now here's Gasol. 6 points for him, and Aldridge sends it back. Rose against Paul. The dish to Griffin. Shot left block, and that one's good. And it's an 8-point Clipper lead.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly. Eventually pulled it together and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Here's Dunleavy, and it's Rose penetrating. To the wing on the left. Just 5 on the clock. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Here's Rose, following the score by Jamal Crawford. Rose passes to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Now here's Paul. He's got 5. No good. Nice D from Rose. Bulls trail by 8. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Fires from 18. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Now here's Paul. From deep. No good on the buzzer beater. And we've reached halftime in this one. Clippers ahead, leading by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the 3rd quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient offense, they've been as good as it gets. The looks they've created have been high percentage. The ball is moving, guys are rotating. That's what got them those good looks, Ernie. And this is the reason they got that nice lead.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, sometimes you get too comfortable playing at home. This team played tonight like it's no urgency. And now they dug themselves a hole, and the energy level to get out of it is going to be extraordinary. We'll see if they come out of the tunnel with some fire in the second half, because they're going to need it.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. You look at J.J. Redick, what a contribution.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Clippers leading by 8.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Rose against Paul. Rose kicks to Gasol. To the paint. And Jordan sends it back. It's Pierce on the wing. Launches a 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
Clock at 6. Here's Gasol. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Gasol's got 10 points.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Okay, fans, now coming into the court are your Level Bulls. Make some noise and cheer them on.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half, and Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thanks again, Doris. That shot by Griffin, no good.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
The free throw drops for Butler.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Aaron Brooks is checked in for Chicago. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much greater part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Now here's Redick. 10 points for him. Ball outside. The shot. And the shot falls short this time.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Brooks kicks to Gasol. No good. Nice D from Griffin. Los Angeles leading by 9. Jordan high post, 11 feet away. Chicago grabs the miss. Noah's got 6 rebounds in the game. Brooks outside. Here's Gasol, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seem to think that Clarkie was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. And Mirotic subbed in for Dunleavy. And then for Los Angeles, Smith checked in for Griffin. Lance Stevenson comes in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for Chris Paul.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact. I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Now here's Brooks. And the rejection by Smith. Gasol. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists in the game. Clippers leading by 6. Screen by Smith. It's Redick on the wing. Good on the triple. Redick's got 5 points in the quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Brooks kicks to Gibson, and that one's good.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Here's Crawford following the score by Taj Gibson. Redick dishes to Smith, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Taj Gibson picks one up. Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
And with Smith and his shooting, a lot of it is mental. I mean, he has a terrific stroke from anywhere. The free throws are all in his head because he can make threes. He's just got to be a little more focused.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Good on the second free throw.
And, you know, thinking again about Smith, he made some big shots for the Rockets last year, but you never know quite what you're going to get with him taking perimeter shots.
Now, here's Gasol. 15 points in the game. No good off the front iron.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Mirotic against Stevenson, and out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that way. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Pau Gasol. Wesley Johnson's checked in for the Clippers. Bulls trail by 8. Rose kicks to Butler. Misses in close.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Brooks against Crawford, and the foul on Derrick Rose. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
And he makes the first.
And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
The Bulls making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. As you said with the Clippers, Greg, they did decently against the Eastern Conference. But of the Western playoff teams, Clark, they had the second worst record against the Eastern Conference.
And, you know, things like that matter, Kevin. I mean, they struggled against Eastern Conference playoff teams, went only 6-10 against those teams last year.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Now, here's Stevenson, following the miss by Derrick Rose.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
For Los Angeles, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. Free throw good, Aldridge. 27 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
Chicago ball.
The Bulls have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
That free throw good from Butler. Rose against Paul. Rose attacking, 6 to shoot, and Mirotic has it in the corner. For 3, Heinrich, and he gets it to go. Heinrich's got his second bucket of the night. Crawford.
Heinrich.
No luck. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Clippers lead by 9. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Bulls trail by 9, and on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2, and it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. Now here's Rose. They set the pick. Shot clock at 6. Puts it up from 15. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Mirotic. And that's now 17 points for Pau Gasol. Clippers leading by 7. Crawford outside. Kicks it to Paul. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
Rose passes to Mirotic. Dunleavy dishes to Noah. And Mirotic kicks to Rose. Gasol setting the pick for Rose. And Jordan sends it back. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Crawford drives in. Pierce inside the three-point line. And it's the Clippers scoring again. Bulls trail by 11.
Timeout. Start it.
All right, fans, let's get up. Let's get loud for your love Bulls.
Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Gasol, he trains the turnaround jump shot. Gasol's got 11 in the second half.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
And the wide open shot from Paul. Paul missing again.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And it's blocked by Jordan. Redick passes to Paul. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now, here's Gasol. Here's Butler. Rebound by the Clippers. Griffin's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Rose against Paul. Inside. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Paul. Paul's got his 8th assist in the game. Now Rose to the middle. Pierce with the steal. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Redick kicks to Jordan. Pass to Paul. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, Paul can't get that one to fall.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience? We already know how good his range is. He shouldn't be firing from that deep.
A wide open look for Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Timeout. Start it.
All right, fans, let's get up. Let's get loud
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Paul kicks to Griffin. Fades away, and that one's good. Griffin's got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Paul dishes to Jordan. Pass to Griffin. The shot is off, and the Bulls going the other way now. Outside Rose. Out to the right wing. Dunleavy the pass to Noah. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. A 3-ball. Jordan with the rebound.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Good.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Clippers.
Fewer miscues made the difference, Clark.
Yeah, I thought the fact they minimized their turnovers was huge. It was a terrific all-around effort.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Chris Paul. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Now here's Jordan following the miss by Derrick Rose. 6 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Rose. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Passes it to Butler. To the middle. Here's Gasol. And again, Chicago. No good. It's Pierce on the wing. Knocked away. It's Redick on the wing. Defended by Dunleavy. And Redick kicks to Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the left side wing. Here's Griffin, and Gasol sends it back. Another miss by Griffin. So the Clippers winning this one easily. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin. And Blake, the team was really clicking out here tonight. How does it feel to be able to play like this?
It was great. You know, the best part about it is how everybody was playing. You know, we were all in our best game, and we all played well, and that's what we did tonight, and that's what's promising.
Thanks for your time, Blake. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. But it never gets old. A textbook example of making play after play to lead the way.
The assists were coming fast and furious for him, man. Always sharp, crisp passes that led to easy baskets. You gotta love to see him play like that.
You know what? He's a total package as a floor general. It may not be an official ranking for the best leaders in the league, but if there was, CP3 would be right at the top of the list.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.